At the beginning of Notturno, we are told in a title card that when the Ottoman Empire fell, the new borders of the Middle East were drawn up in the interests of Western colonial powers. This led to a century-long vicious cycle of authoritarianism, invasion and terrorism. Directed by Gianfranco Rosi and shot along the borders of Jordan, Syria, Lebanon and Kurdistan, Notturno is not concerned with giving history lessons or examining the politics of the region. Instead, the documentary looks at how lives of the civilian population have been affected. Most of the movie is shot between dusk and dawn, reflecting its title, which means night or nocturnal in English. As a documentarian, Rossi doesn't shoot fly on the wall. His shots are all very deliberate. He'll wait until the weather produces a dramatic-looking sky before rolling his camera. This gives his documentary a very cinematic look. The opening shot with wave after wave of soldiers running past the camera is symbolic of the waves of oppression, invasion and resistance that the region has experienced. In the next scene, a group of women are visiting a ruined prison where family members were tortured and killed. We are never told the location of the prison, who the prisoners were, or who did the torturing. Rossi wants you to connect with the women on an emotional level, to see their raw suffering, unmediated by religious or ideological affiliations. This continues throughout the movie. There are no more title cards, no interviews and no narration to orientate the viewer. These soldiers are in an all-female unit and wear the Kurdish flag, which suggests that we are in Syria, but it's never explicitly stated. It would be wrong, though, to treat the movie as a puzzle to be solved. I went into this doc not knowing its style, so I spent the first 20 minutes or so waiting for an interview or voiceover to start delivering information. Initially, that made me feel like it was slow to get going, but once I realised what Rossi was going for, and that my only anchor would be to connect with his subjects on a human level, I started to settle in and really got a lot from this documentary. Central to the movie is a psychiatric hospital where one of the doctors is directing a play with his patients as the actors. The play is about the history of the Middle East, and the doctor seems to be using the production as part of their therapy. Similarly, we see an art therapy class for children who are victims of torture and witnesses to some of the most disturbing acts of cruelty I've ever heard. Watching this film, it's as though Rossi were our therapist, and he's using his art to confront us with the reality of what's happened in the region. What is striking, though, is that no one is talking about moving forward. For now, they seem trapped in the past, in a cycle of violence, with the future suspended.